Hi everyone, welcome back to our international marketing class. Today we are going to discuss about implementing global marketing strategies. Actually, what are the global marketing strategies and what are the challenges that we face while implementing the strategies, and what are the tools that we can use to face these challenges for implementing the global marketing strategies. These are the topics we are going to discuss today. So initially, we have to discuss about what is global marketing strategy. A global marketing strategy is a strategy that encompasses countries from several different regions in the world and aims at coordinating a company's marketing efforts in markets these countries. So it's about implementing a strategy across the national boundaries, maybe in number of different countries. If you want to use a strategy, then we are calling it as global marketing strategy. What is the objective of this strategy? What is the objective of learning this topic? The objective or the aim is to coordinate the company's marketing efforts, right? Especially in the markets that where we are dealing. So everywhere we have to coordinate all the companies. Marketing efforts are to be coordinated and should be implemented the planned strategy. So for that, we are using this global marketing strategy. So the coordination involved in implementing a global marketing strategy unavoidably leads to a certain level of uniformity of branding, or uniformity of packaging, or uniformity of promotional appeal, and many other things which are to be uniformed, right? So the coordination for what? The coordination for making the branding, packaging, like promotional activities, and labeling and everything should be like uniform. So actually, it may vary from country to country, but still there will be something similar in order to show that it is of a particular brand. For that, it is necessary to follow some uniformity across the national boundaries. For example, Tata, they have many number of brands, many number of products. Even though we can see the name of the company Tata uniformly on all the different kinds of products. That is what the uniformity of branding. And packaging, we can show the uniformity in packaging and many number of other things. So for that, in the marketing processes, a coordination is necessary. In order to get this coordination, the marketing efforts are necessary. So by making all these marketing efforts, we have to plan and implement the global marketing strategy efficiently. That is how it is important. What are the examples of global marketing strategies? Few examples that we can consider as global marketing strategies are: create a consistent and strong brand culture. Everywhere, every country wherever we are dealing with, we are going with one uniform brand, right? So what will happen wherever we will go? For example, if you launch one more product in different product line also, the customers will easily identify the products are of a particular brand. For that, it is necessary to build a strong brand culture. So here again there is one more doubt, like what is brand culture? Brand culture is like, it is also like a culture that a company cultivates in order to consistently, powerfully, and competitively deliver to different markets. The brand, the product, whatever we are delivering to different markets, they are to be powerful, to be competitive, right? In order to deliver in such a way, we have to follow a culture with reference to the brand, that we are calling it as brand culture. And maintaining or creating a strong brand culture is one example of global strategy, which is followed by many multinational companies. And one more strategy is market as if there were no borders. For example, we are also dealing in India, America, Australia, and even China. So, what the organizations can do here is, if there are no boundaries, that means actually there are no boundaries for these countries. All the market is unique, all the market is same. So, the global marketing strategies will also be formulated in such a way, that means one strategy is implemented all over the world. That is, for example, an advertisement, right, is created, which will be delivered in all the countries the same way. Or maybe the pricing will be fixed. Everywhere we will follow the same pricing method or pricing strategy. Such kind of global marketing strategies can also be formulated and implemented. Or else, the organization may follow another strategy, that is, know your market. It may not be appropriate to follow the same strategy, for example, the same pricing strategy like skimming strategy they are following in particular country like India. The same skimming strategy may not work out in America, right? Because for that product, there is a huge competition in America, but there is no competition in India. So, following the same pricing strategy in two different markets may not be a good decision. So, what the organization should do is, they should know their market and based on the market formulate the strategies. But maybe some similarities can be adopted, but the same exact accurate strategy cannot be useful in all the markets. Sometimes in, so about a product it may work out, about my price it may not, and about some distribution channels maybe the same strategy may be used. So that is why it is necessary to know the market before implementing the global strategy. After knowing the market, for example, one more strategy is tailor fit your approach. Do not follow the same strategy everywhere. Even, for example, advertisement, we are planning an advertisement to highlight the key feature of the product. Highlighting the key feature of the product is the strategy that we are following all over the world. But the advertising content should fit the market. So what we have to do is we have to tailor the content of the advertisement to fit to the concerned or specific market. I hope it is clear. For example, what we are doing is we are highlighting a feature of using internet, like fifth generation internet is possible by using our mobile. So we may use some kind of advertisement in India and in America, but which cannot be used the same advertisement in some you know countries like Korea, or maybe like whatever the advertisement used in Philippines cannot be used. So these are the different strategies that can be used as global strategies, but it is not that much easy to implement a strategy globally. Definitely, there will be few hurdles while implementing the planned strategy in various different geographical areas or in various markets. What are the examples of the companies that use global strategies? Actually, there are many number of companies who are actually using global strategies. But here we are taking two companies, Red Bull and Starbucks, how they are using the global strategies. So the Red Bull, one of its successful techniques is hosting extreme sports in the world. For promotion, what they are doing is they are hosting extreme sports in the world. They have the Red Bull Air Race in the United Kingdom, and they have the Red Bull Soapbox Race in Jordan, and the Red Bull Indian Poles Grand Prix also. So by promoting such kind of sports, they are promoting their brand also simultaneously. And Starbucks, it adjusts its menu for local tastes. For Hong Kong, they have dragon dumplings, for example. The company has a wide reputation for the engagement of local cultures. That is their strategy. As we have discussed in the previous PPT, either the strategy can be market as if there were no borders, or the strategy can be tailor fit your approach. So if you observe the examples here, it is clear that the Red Bull, they are following as there were no borders. Starbucks, they are following know your culture. That is why they are making the tastes according to the preference of the local cultures. And what are the challenges that an organization faces during the implementation of global strategies? The first challenge is gathering the customer data. For developing a global strategy, or for developing any strategy, it is important to have the customers data, like their demographics, their tastes and preferences. But such kind of data will not be available in all the geographical spaces. So getting the data and using it effectively will be the major problem or hurdle for any organization. Clear? Insufficient leadership attention is one more challenge. Even there is efficient leadership, there is a very good leadership in the organization, but still, if the leadership is not attentive, if they are not being attention, then definitely the planned strategy cannot be implemented efficiently in any market, because the leadership has to be focused. They have to be very attentive in all the phases, in all the processes to deliver or the strategies, to implement the strategies in various markets. Until and unless the leadership are attentive, the global marketing strategies cannot be implemented as per the plan, right? So strategy development is not only about to initiate it. Once the strategy is developed and we initiated the process, that means we allocated the responsibilities and roles to various organizational employees, so that it is not yet finished. Still, coordinating, measuring, and controlling is the important thing, which is major responsibility of the leaders or leadership or the management. So until and unless they do all these responsibilities, they just initiate the process and leave it, they will be inattentive, then the implementation may not be possible, right? And within weeks of finalizing plans, strategies start to collect dust, partners lose interest, and eventually months pass with no or little reference to action from leaders to move forward with implementation. Clear? With what will happen just before achieving any uh, destination, the people will lose the interest. Like, I've tried a lot, but I couldn't, achieve it. So they'll lose it. This is the possibility. So it is the responsibility of the leader to not lose the interest, and also to not lose the focus on achieving the expected results, that is implementing the global strategy. So that is how, because of insufficient leadership attention also, sometimes there will be problems in the organization to implement the strategy. And another hurdle is ineffective leadership. You know, earlier I told you about inefficient or insufficient leadership attention. What I am telling you is inefficient leadership. Even if the leadership is not efficient, it's not about their attention, but actually they are not even efficient also. That means they cannot formulate the strategies effectively, they cannot implement the strategies effectively also. That will be the major hurdle for any firm to deal with number of countries, because leadership also will not be that much easy, because everywhere there will be a leader in a different geographical spaces. So coordinating all these leaders will be the major task. And if any one of the leaders is not efficient, if the strategy is failure in any segment, then the impact will be there in all the other segments also. That is why the inefficient or ineffective leadership will be the major hurdle for the firm or organization. Inefficiency may be in terms of ability to work closely with the partners. Sometimes he may not be able to work closely with the partners, the leader, or sometimes the leader may not be capable of maintaining the objectivity. All the time he should be focused on the objective, what we are trying to achieve. So what we should do in order to achieve that. So all the time we should not lose this objectivity, right? The ineffective leadership sometimes may not maintain the objectivity. That will be the hurdle. And if unwilling to carry out difficult situations also, at that time what will happen, a right decision cannot be taken, right? If the leader is unwilling to carry out difficult situations, any organization faces many number of difficult situations. So taking the right decision at such kind of situations will be the leadership. If the leader is not able to take the right decision in the difficult situations, then there is the problem of ineffective leadership. So the implementation may not be possible in such situations also. And another hurdle is weak or inappropriate strategy. Effective leadership is there and their attention is also very good, but the problem is the strategy itself is weak, and even if it is strong also, the strategy itself is inappropriate to that particular market, so it cannot be succeeded. The firm cannot get success by implementing this strategy, and even it may not be possible to implement the strategy also, right? So how does it happen? Sometimes not adapting the product offering. The strategy what we are planning is not adaptable to the particular product, so then it leads to failure. And sometimes not thinking thorough the global logistics, that will be the problem. For example, we thought to deliver it everywhere within short period of time like 10 days, but the logistics is not available in a particular country, so it may not be possible. So that will be the hurdle, right? Not thinking thorough the global logistics. Through the global logistics, we should not only think about our home country's logistics. Okay, in our country the logistics are very good, but we have to think the global logistics. If you are not thoroughly thought about these things, then it cannot be implemented. And lack of realistic and honest assessments is sometimes the hurdle. So assessment should be realistic. Measures that what we are following in order to follow up the processes should be realistic and should be honest. Should not for example, now in this corona situation, the governments are working very hard in order to actually prevent this spreading of corona, but the whatever the assessments they are doing should be realistic. They should not hide, like if there are 10,000 cases in a particular geographical space, if they say like only we have 1,000, that may not work out. Realistic assessment should be there, then only they will come to know what to do if there is a lot of problems with this spreading, like we may actually proceed with some other things. So for that, actually what do we need is exact assessment. So in the same way, organizers also need the realistic and honest assessments. And if it is lacking, the realistic and honest assessment is lacking, that will be the hurdle. And sometimes one more challenge is unrealistic firm leaders. The firm leaders are not realistic. They will give fraud information. They'll give some actually which is not achieved. They will in information like we have achieved. Such kind of false information leads to bad global, like inappropriate global strategies, and implementing it may not be possible. So that will be the problem. And one more challenge is resistance to change. Any organization will not be in the same situation over the time. So there will be some fruitful situations, and there will be some difficult situations. So in all the situations, the organization should change according to the situations. The organization's plans should be flexible. The organization's strategies should be flexible, because no one expected this moment. No one expected like Corona will be there, right? There will be a virus actually which affects the entire world's economy. Now the entire world's economy is in the bad situation. So at this moment, the organization should be able to survive. Right? For that, the organization strategies should be changed. For example, now the beverages, they thought they have to invest a lot of amount on promotional strategies at this situation, because at this season, this is the season of summer where actually a huge demand will be there for beverages. But unfortunately, because of this situation, so they have changed their plan. They're not promoting, they're not advertising it. That is how actually the resistance to change should be there. So, but it is not that much easy. That will be the hurdle. And budget to implement the global strategy, a lot of amount is also required. So, if the same strategy is used over the all nations, so definitely we need to invest a lot of money. Sometimes for few companies, the budget will also be a hurdle or challenge. So these are all whatever we discussed are about challenges while implementing the global strategies. So it is not only important to discuss about the challenges, the problems, but also we will discuss about the solutions, like what are the tools that we can use for implementing the global strategies. Tools for the successful implementation of global marketing strategies. First tool is implementation support structure. So before implementation, while planning the strategy, prepare the structure of the strategy, structure of the market, how we are going to implement it. The structure should be planned in advance. The structure should be formulated in advance, and implementation plan should be ready like a blueprint. Everything will be in the plan. That what will be the situation in March of 2020, what will be the situation in July 2020, what will be the situation in January 2021. So how we are going to do in a particular month, everything. But in order to achieve this strategy, in order to implement this strategy successfully over the entire year, so we should also have the implementation plan, how we are going to do, at what time, by whom. Everything will be in this plan. That will be a powerful tool in any organization's hand. And global integration is one more thing. It means global integration means alignment of management processes. That means the management processes should be coordinated, right? As we discussed in the challenges, if there is no coordination, implementation may not be possible. That is why the global strategies are to be integrated. That means the processes, the various departments in any organization should be coordinated, especially when we are dealing with different geographical spaces. Internationally we are dealing. So what do we need is, we need one second, to implement the global strategies. So what is this global integration? Majorly it comprises of two things. One is coordination, another one is control, right? Coordination is important and control is important. What is the necessity of coordination? The coordination is especially for connecting the actions between different subunits of the organization. Right? whatever the actions will be taken by the different subunits of the organization are to be coordinated, right? Then only we can get the control over all the processes. So then only we can get the alignment of the processes. So for that, that will be the tool, a powerful tool for implementing the global strategy. Another tool is measurement, follow up, and accountability. All the time measure the process, like what we are expected to reach till now and where we are. Measure it and follow up the processes that according to the plan, implementation plan, we are going or not, follow it up, right? And accountability is one more important factor. That means the organization, the leaders should take the accountability, that should take the responsibility for success or failure of the strategies. Then only strategy will be implemented successfully. Right? If there is something wrong, I will actually put it on someone else. It will not be the solution. So I have taken the responsibility of implementing this strategy. I will do this. If anything, any wrong will occur, nothing will happen. But if happens so also, I will take the accountability. I will take the responsibility of this failure. So in such accountabilities also will be a powerful tool for the organization. And incorporating organizational learning will be one more important tool, right? Organizational learning, all the time organizations, employees should keep on learning by dealing with different kind of situations in the organization, and incorporate this learning in the organization so that the strategies will be formulated and implemented successfully, right? So this is about global marketing strategies. So what is the concept, what are the strategies, that means examples of strategies, and what are the challenges while implementing the strategies, and finally we have discussed about what are the tools that can be used for implementing the global strategies successfully, right? Further we will discuss tomorrow.